So structured fetch is a really important exercise, guys, that allows the dogs to practice impulse control, because so much of this training is based on impulse control, us having impulse control. Polly, sit. Well, their dog's having impulse control. Us having impulse control is important in life too. Okay, so we're not making bad decisions. Same thing for the dogs. So there's rules to every game. There's rules to life. There's, rules and boundaries, and we need to explain that to dogs. So this is a great way to teach them so they get to play while they're training. And so I'm going to use a training collar on with the long line, the 15-foot line. You have to be careful that the dog does not get tangled on anything. And then I'm going to show you how to reel the dog back into you, because so many dogs don't know how to bring the ball back. And then I will show you how to do it with a slip lead built in to that long line. Okay, so you can use a tennis ball if your dog's really highly motivated by the ball, or you can do a dummy toy. And so we'll just see which one she's into today. So I think we're going to start with the tennis ball, because she looks like she's engaged in this. So you really want to get excited about it. And Polly, sit. So everything that we've already taught, she knows sit. She knows leave it. We've already taught this inside. Okay, and now I'm leave it. Leave it. You're telling your dog to leave it. She's practicing impulse control. When Polly first came, she would jump at my hands in order to get the ball. That's very dangerous when you have kids, or even for yourself if you have a dog jumping at your hand and using their teeth to try to get the ball. So impulse control. Not acting on our emotions, right? God works on us to do that too. Leave it. Leave it. Okay, so ready? Okay, go get it. So now you're going to make sure to step away from the line. Good girl. You're going to kneel down, put your arms out. I say like Jesus, and then rein her in. Or like God says, right, to the prodigal son or daughter, come home, good girl. And then you're going to have a party when they come home. I feel like this is what God does when, his kids come back home. Good. He's so happy. And the biggest mistake owners make is taking away the ball from her. So taking away the ball from their dogs right away. You don't want to take the ball away from the dog right away, because why would they want to bring it back to you then? So you want to rejoice with them. Good job that she just went and got the ball. It's very important. So now when I need Polly to out, when we first started this, if I put my hand here, she wouldn't let go of the ball. But Polly out, I can say out and put a little bit of pressure on the line, and now because that pressure means something to her, and she'll out and leave the ball alone. Good girl, Polly, sit. Good girl, good girl. Right? So leave it, you're incorporating leave it, out, and then you're teaching her the structured fetch, which is to come back to you, bring the ball back to you. Ready, ready, okay. And you want to give her a clear okay command to go get the ball. Good girl, Polly, good girl. Put your arms out. Good girl, good girl. And then you have a party with them when they return the ball to you. Good girl, good girl, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. You got the ball. You got the ball. You got the ball. You got the ball. Good girl. Really rejoice with them and have a party, because it's so good what they just went and did for you. And then you're also teaching a recall, because your dog wants to return the ball to you. She wants to come home. She wants to return back to you. So Polly out, a little bit of pressure on the line, and don't pull the line. Don't pull the ball from the dog's mouth until they've released their teeth from it. Don't pull the ball out of her mouth until she's released it, because otherwise you're just getting into a tug of war with the dog. Good girl. Ready? Leave it. Nope, leave it. So leave it, this impulse control. She's sitting, and then when I tell her to go get it, I'm going to give her a clear okay command. Make sure that the line is not tangled around your leg. Make sure that, that you have an open space, that the dog is not going to get tangled. Ready? Okay, go. That was a left-handed throw. Good girl, Polly. Good girl, good girl, good girl. And then put your arms out wide, just like Jesus. Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. And if she were to go off in a different direction, I would have to go to the end of this line, and I would have to reel her in a little. So I would have to guide her into where she needs to go. So good girl. So she needs direction, and she needs to know where you want her to go, and where the dog needs to understand. Polly, come. Polly, come. Come. she needs to know what direction to go. And you can use the line to give her direction about which to bring the ball back to you. So now we're going to demonstrate what this looks like on a long line with a slip lead built in. This is a little safer if you have a lot of obstacles in your yard, you know, and you're worried about giving your dog a big correction on a training collar. You want to just use a long line with a slip lead built into it. Again, they sell these at many hunting stores. You could attach a long line to like a martingale collar, which Polly also has on here. You can attach a long line right straight to this collar, okay? So you could do that, or put the long line up high behind her ears here. Polly, ready? 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 Come here. Polly, sit. So here we go again. She knows sit. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Okay, go. So I give her okay to command to go. I make sure, Polly, come. Then I'm out of the way of the line. I'm going to open my arms like this. I'm going to bend down so she knows where to come. Good girl. Good girl. And then if she goes by me, I'm just going to give her a little bit of pressure on the line. Polly, come. Good girl. And tell her where she needs to be. Good girl. So then we have a party here. So then she realizes that, oh man, it feels good to come back here. So she wants to come home to have a party, right? You want to come home to have a party. You want to come home and have a party. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Leave it. Leave it. Ready? Okay. Good girl, Polly. Get it. Good girl. Good girl, Polly. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Come here. So if she goes past, if your dog goes past, just use the line and tell them where you want them to go. That's how you teach them where they should end up. Good girl. Good girl. You're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. And that's a structured fetch on the long line with the slip lead built in.